Hello, this is Brian Bad Hippie Jackson, and welcome to my first video commentary. Some of these are going to be rants, but this one's not actually a rant, it's just a commentary. And what we're going to be discussing today is the new Colorado marijuana laws. First of all, I would like to apologize because right there, I'm going to be doing a little bit of sniffling and coughing. I'm just getting over the flu. My son had it last week. I got it right about the time he was getting over it. I got it. I've had it for a few days. I'm just now getting over it. I probably should have waited a couple of days to do this video, but what the hell, I don't care. I just wanted to go ahead and do it. Just get my opinion out there. But what we're going to be discussing is the new Colorado marijuana laws. Marijuana has been legal in the state of Colorado for quite some time now, several years, for medicinal purposes. You could legally get it if you had a doctor's prescription for it, and you could buy it at legally state-licensed medicinal dispensaries. Now, marijuana has been legalized basically for recreational use. So you don't have to have a prescription anymore. As long as you're an adult, 21 years of age or older, marijuana is legal, but there are certain restrictions still because it is marijuana. They regulate it very much the same way that they regulate alcohol, and it's taxed very similar. Once again, you're only going to be able to purchase marijuana at state licensed dispensaries. There will be two kinds now. There will be the medicinal dispensary and there will be the solely recreational dispensary. Now, what Colorado has done is they've gone ahead and given anybody who already owns a state licensed dispensary, they're first in line to be able to get the recreational license if they so choose. If they want to remain strictly medicinal, then that's their choice. If they want to expand and do medicinal and recreational, then they have to get a second license for the recreation. Once all that's done, then individuals can begin to apply for licensing to open their own strictly recreational marijuana dispensaries. So, can you possess marijuana if you're 21 years of age or older? Yes, you can. You can possess on your person up to an ounce, as long as it is not separated. And the way this works is, used to, possession less than an ounce was a misdemeanor. Possession more than an ounce was a felony. If your less than an ounce was separated, for instance, you had an ounce of marijuana, but it was separated into 4 quarter-ounce baggies, that is known as possession with intent to distribute. That was a felony then. It is still a felony now. So if you do have an ounce of marijuana on you, it can't be separated. If it's separated, it's classified as distribution. Distribution without a state license is still a felony. So, as an adult, 21 years of age or older, you may possess up to an ounce, as long as it's not separated. You may transport up to an ounce, as long as it is not separated. And you may gift to another adult 21 years of age or older up to an ounce, as long as it is not separated. You can't sell. Selling is still a felony. You can now grow for personal use. You can grow up to 6 plants with no more than 3 flowering at any time. That is personal use, very similar to the alcohol production rules for personal use. You can brew your own beer, you can make your own wine, you can make your own moonshine, as long as you don't make more than a specified amount. If you make more than a specified amount, then that is production with intent to distribute. That's a felony. Less than the specified amount is personal use. So, personal use marijuana growing, you can grow up to 6 plants with no more than 3 flowering at any given time. That is personal use. If you wish to legally grow more than that, then you have to have a state license. The 6 plant rule for personal use still applies. Anything above the 6 plants, you have to have a state license to grow, and you may only sell to state licensed dispensaries. Now, also, there's a few other things that are still illegal with marijuana that run pretty much hand in hand with the alcohol rules. Just as you are not allowed to drink and drive, driving under the influence of alcohol is illegal. You can't smoke and drive, driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal. Just as you cannot walk down a public sidewalk and take a big ass pull off a bottle of vodka. That's illegal. That's public intoxication. You cannot walk down the sidewalk and smoke a joint. That's illegal. That's public consumption. You can smoke in your house. You can smoke on your front yard. But as soon as you step off your front yard and onto the sidewalk, public consumption, it's illegal. Now, the public consumption is still a misdemeanor, but it's about the only misdemeanor marijuana offense left in the state of Colorado. Pretty much anytime you get busted for pot here now, it's going to be a felony. It means you've got more than an ounce. You're growing more than personal use. You're selling. That's all felony offenses now. But it does do a lot of good. For one, it frees up the police. It frees up the DA. It frees up the court systems. They do not... It frees them up. It frees up their time. It frees up their resources. It allows them to go after actual criminals instead of having to prosecute all these petty marijuana offenders who just, were dumb enough to take a toke off a bowl with a cop sitting right beside them at the stoplight. And I've seen people do that. Actually, that's still illegal, but we'll get to that later, maybe. But yeah, it's going to do a lot of good, and because now we've also got all this taxable revenue coming in. We've got a whole lot more taxable revenue coming into the state, which is going to be used for schools. It's going to be used for highways. It's going to be used for parks and rec. All kinds of good things are going to come out of it. And the way the new constitutional amendment, the state constitutional amendment, is written, the first $40 million a year, $40 million annually, will go directly to public schools and the construction of public schools, which, as a father of two myself, that's tits up, man. That's awesome. I like the fact that we're going to have more money coming into our public school system. I like the fact that my kids are going to be able to get a better education and better school supplies and better equipment and new books and things of that nature. So, yeah, so basically that's where the Colorado laws sit right now, is, if you're an adult, 21 years of age or older, you can transport, you can possess, you can consume, and you can gift up to an ounce of marijuana to any other adult 21 years of age or older, as long as it's not separated for distribution. You can grow up to 6 plants with no more than 3 flowering at any given time for personal use. You still can't publicly consume. You still can't drive under the influence. You still can't carry it around separated for distribution. You still can't carry around more than an ounce, and you still can't sell unless you own a dispensary and have a state license. You still can't grow more than 6 plants unless you're state licensed to sell to dispensaries. But other than that, it's a step in the right direction, I believe, and there's going to be a lot of good come out of it. So thank you very much for your time. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment. I will do my best to answer them. Till next time, this is Brian, Bad Hippie Jackson. Have a rockin' week.